stitches on this video tutorial. I'm going to show you how to knit this beautiful newborn baby kimono. As all my patterns, it is size adjustable. You can knit it for any size, from a newborn baby to an adult woman. I worked this kimono on circular needles, but you can also knit it on flat needles. For this tutorial I used 3.5 circular needles, this acrylic yarn, and I also used a crochet hook in order to crochet my picot border, and I also used double pointed needles in order to crochet my I-cord, but I will explain all this during the tutorial. As I said, this kimono is size adjustable. If you know the measurements of the person who is going to wear it, you can use your gauge and the rule of 3 in order to calculate the stitches you need. Or you can use the charts for average sizes. You can also adjust the pattern. For example, on this kimono I knitted both sides as moss stitch, but you can also knit one side with moss stitch and the other side with stockinette stitch. I have done that and it's very nice. But please, let's start knitting this kimono. So I'm ready to cast on my stitches. I'm going to use the pair of my circular needles in order to cast on my stitches, and to make my life easier, I'm going to cast on my stitches on both needles. So like this. This will help me to knit my first row. So please cast on the stitches you need and meet me then. So I have finished casting on my stitches. I have cast on 46 stitches because I always drop the last two. What I need to do now is to slide one of the needles out, so my stitches are on one needle, and now I'm ready to start working. I'm going to knit moss stitch for 2 centimeters. In order to get straighter edges, I'm going to slip the first stitch of the row. I always do that. And now I'm going to knit one and purl one, knit one and purl one, and I will continue in this way until I get to the end of the row. Please meet me there to show you how to start knitting your second row. I have finished knitting my first row. There are 2 stitches left which I'm going to drop. Of course, if you didn't cast on the way I do, you don't have to do this. Now I'm going to turn and work my second row. For my second row again, I'm going to slip my first stitch in order to get a neater edge, and now I'm going to work my moss stitch. For the moss stitch, what I need to do is to knit the stitch of the previous row the opposite way. So this is a knit stitch, I need to purl on top of it. This is a purl stitch and I need to knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, and this is the way we work the moss stitch. We knit the opposite way on top of each stitch. There is a more detailed video if you would like to watch it. I'm going to continue working my moss stitch until I get 2 centimeters. Of course, you can knit as many centimeters as you like. So I have finished knitting most stitch. It is about 2 centimeters. Now I'm going to continue by knitting stockinette stitch. My stockinette stitch will be about 10 centimeters plus 2 centimeters of moss stitch. That is 12 centimeters in total. So again, I'm going to slip my first stitch and continue knitting knit stitches until I get the centimeters I need for the size that I'm knitting. Please work your stockinette stitch and meet me afterwards to show you how to add the sleeves. I have knitted my stockinette stitch. I have knitted 12 centimeters in total. Now I'm at the point where I should add increases for the sleeves. The way that I'm going to add these increases is this. I'm on the right side, and what I'm going to do is to add 9 increases. Here. So here there are 9 more stitches. Now I'm going to knit this row until I get to the other side where I'm going to add 9 more increases. Let me start knitting these increases. If you like, you can place a stitch marker between the sleeves and the main body. This time I'm going to knit this stitch. I'm purling my stitches because I'm on the wrong side of the kimono. So now I have purled the stitches for the sleeve. I'm going to pull the yarn here so everything will get closer, and I'm going to purl the stitches until I get to the other side of the row. Please purl your stitches and meet me there. I have finished knitting this row with the increases. Now there are 53 stitches on my needle. Now I'm going to add 9 increases on this side. So now I have 9 increases on this side as well. Now I'm on the right side of the kimono, so I'm going to knit the stitches. As you understand now, there are 62 stitches all together. So this is the last stitch of the increases. Now I'm going to continue knitting my stitches. I'm just going to pull up the working yarn in order to bring the stitches closer, and I'm going to continue knitting the stitches until I get to the other side. So please meet me there. I have finished knitting the main part of the kimono. Now I need to knit the 9 increases, so I'm knitting these increases. So let me please show you the shape now. So here now I'm going to add 9 more increases. And now I'm going to turn, and because I'm on the wrong side, I'm going to purl these increases, and then I will continue purling till I get to the other side here, where I'm going to add 9 more increases. Please meet me there. I have finished my purl stitches on this row. Now there are 71 stitches on the needle, and I'm going to add increases for one more time. So 9 more increases, which I'm going to knit. So now I will knit this row, and I will add 9 more increases on this side. Please meet me when you have finished knitting this row and you are ready to add your next increases. I have knitted this row. Now I'm ready to add my last group of increases, of 9 increases on this side. So 9 more stitches here, and I'm going to purl the row as I am working on the wrong side. When I finish purling my stitches on this row, I will add my last 9 increases on the other side. Please meet me there. I'm ready to add my last 9 increases here. So now there are 98 stitches in total. What I'm going to do now is to continue knitting stockinette stitch, meaning that I'm going to knit the stitches on the right side and purl on the wrong side until I get 6 centimeters. I have knitted 6 centimeters for the sleeves, and now it's time to fasten off the stitches for the neck opening. If you remember, there were 98 stitches on my needle, so I divided my stitches into 3 groups: 40 stitches on each side for the sleeves and 18 stitches, that is about 10 centimeters for the neck opening. Now what I'm going to do is to knit my stitches until I get here to the first stitch that I'm going to fasten off for the neck opening. So please knit your stitches up to the place where you should fasten off, and meet me there to show you how to fasten off your stitches. So I'm here. I've reached the place where I should start fastening off the stitches. I'm going to remove the stitch marker so you will be able to see what I do better. So now I'm ready to start fastening off the stitches. What I'm going to do is knit the first stitch, knit the second stitch, and now I'm going to take the first stitch and place it over the second stitch. So in this way I've decreased one stitch. I will place the stitch marker back. If you would like to remember where you are. Now I'm going to knit the next stitch and place the previous stitch over it, and in this way I reduced one more stitch. Again, like this, and I will continue in this way until I finish fastening off my 18 stitches for the neck opening. Please continue in this way and meet me then. I have finished binding off the stitches, as you can see. Now there is one stitch left that I should bind off, and in order to do this I will remove the stitch marker and I'm going to use a stitch from the side stitches. So I will knit this one and bind it off. I will remove the stitch markers now, I don't need them. So now if I count my stitches, there must be 40 stitches on this side. And from now on, there are different ways to continue working on the kimono. What you will need to do now is to work on one side of the kimono. If you have used circular needles, the stitches on the other side will be here. But if you have used two needles, then you should place the stitches of one side on hold, on a stitch holder, or use a spare needle to place them. From now on, I'm going to work the one side of the kimono. There is a way to work both sides at the same time, and I prefer that method because you need exactly the same on both sides, but that means that you should have an extra ball of yarn. To keep it simple, on this tutorial I will knit this side now and I will knit the other side later. What I need to do now is to work my stockinette stitch for 1 more centimeter. The rows you will knit will depend on the type of yarn and the size of your needles. So work 1 centimeter of stockinette stitch and please meet me then. I have knitted 1 centimeter of stockinette stitch and now I'm ready to start working the front part of the kimono. Please watch my next tutorial on how to work the front part of the kimono.